nigga. Hicks.
Hey Kobe, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Perfect. So many of us know him as Kobe Hicks, but to y'all he is known as Hicks. Kobe is a new artist. He's also a DJ. He's a photographer, a videographer, a graphic artist. He's a father and he is a husband. In this interview, we are going to get to know a little bit more about you and your music. We also know that in the past 3 months, you released 4 singles. You released September 19th in Gwinnett, Primetime Hicks, Where You From, and Watch Your Back. And now we about to get a special treat because you about to release your first mixtape entitled Who Is Hicks, releasing January 30th of this year. So we're excited about that. But that brings me to my first question, Kobe. When it comes to your music, who does your engineering?
My little cousin, Sean Mathis, he goes by Truly Deshaun, the GOAT when it comes to that music, and I love him to death. Shout out to you, Sean.
All right, Sean. And the cover art that is going to be on that mixtape, who did that?
I did the cover art, and actually I do all of my cover art. So like for the singles, every single I've done all those, and people don't know I do graphic design as well. So yeah, I did the cover art and plan to do all the future cover art.
And the cover
for
art,
the most part anyway.
Cover art fire too.
Thank you.
And one thing that you can think of that you hate to talk about?
One thing I hate to talk about, I say politics, just because, you know, people get all worked up when it comes to the politics. So I really don't like to talk about politics and stuff like that.
Like I said, we're trying to get to know you a little bit, so that's interesting. So what has been one of your biggest challenges making your mixtape, Who Is Hicks?
One of the biggest challenges, I think probably just finding the time to do everything, because like you said, you know, I'm a father, husband, so many other things. I work every single day. So creating that time, I'll say, has been one of the biggest challenges. And but you know, with the support system I got, we definitely make it happen. So yeah, that's probably been the biggest thing for me.
So you mentioned the challenge of creating Who Is Hicks, but what has been your biggest challenge in 2025 going into 2026?
What you mean, like?
In general.
Just in general?
In general.
I say one of my biggest challenges generally in life, really just, I say overcoming the death of my mother. Rest in peace, Mom, love you.
Yes.
That's been like the biggest thing. My mom, she was like, you know what I'm saying? She was like the glue to the family. She like, I looked up to my mom, you know, love her to death, and I ran everything by her. You know what I'm saying? Some people might refer to it as a mama boy, but I was close to my mom, you know what I'm saying? She taught me a lot, so losing her to breast cancer, you know, June of 2024, that's been the biggest challenge, even, like I said, going into 25 and into 26, you know, where we are now, so.
Yes, and rest in peace to her, definitely. You did mention about having some support. Who or what is your source of support and motivation throughout this entire process when it comes to creating your music in general? My
source of support? Definitely, you know, you as my wife for sure, number one. Honestly, to keep it real, outside of you, just my cousin Deshaun, you know what I'm saying? Sean, he really inspired me, you know, to see him in school for the music and the push how he's pushing at such a young age. It kind of reminded me of when I was his age, you feel me? And between you two, you know, with you being number one, that's been my biggest support. My boy Travis, I gotta shout him out too. He definitely keep me going, you know what I'm saying? So big shouts out to you, Trav. Just, you know, at a time, people don't know, like, I've been writing and rapping for a while. I just never took it serious. But to see, like, my boy Travis, he kept pushing, you know, at a time where I kind of fell back, you know, and that motivated me and inspired me to hop back into things and just, I say take it serious, not necessarily hop back, but actually take it serious now and be serious like I am now with it, so.
And definitely shout out to Sean, because I do see the hard work that y'all two do put in on a weekly basis. So definitely. So now we're kind of back to dig in a little deeper about, you know, your family. What type of family do you come from?
Well, my family, like, I got two sides, you know, my mom's side, my daddy's side, you feel me? Like, so my household family, you know, my mom and daddy, they hard workers. My mom was a teacher. My daddy was a computer specialist. On my daddy's side, my granddaddy on my daddy's side come from the funeral business. And, you know, it's my granddaddy, Charlie Hicks, you know, hard worker, you know, raised us to be straight hard workers. I'm talking about, when I say, I mean like slave work, you feel me? Like wheelbarrow, picking up twigs, like we were washing cars by hand. Young age, I'm talking about 6, 7 years old, all the way to teenage years, every Saturday. You know, I played sports, so they ain't even care about none of that. Like, you tired or hurt from the game, you still got to get up early, 7 o'clock Saturday morning, and do what need to be done for the business. My daddy, he always taught me, you know, to work hard. My mom, she always taught me to be respectful of everybody, you know what I'm saying? And always educate yourself. You know, there's a big thing, you know, that was big in my household, education, you feel me? So my mom's side and my dad's side, it was a little different, you feel me? Like like on my mom's side of the family, you know, it was a little different, but you feel me? I don't know if we get into that later or not in the interview. I don't want to jump the gun on it or not, but did that answer your question?
That answered my question.
All right.
And so you did mention that you came from a big family, and you do have a big family, but who did you look up to as a child when you was growing up?
I looked up to a couple folks. One being my Uncle Bendez. That was like, you know, number one I looked up to. My cousin Robbie. He probably didn't even know it, but like I always looked up to them two. Like my Uncle Ben, I looked up, like my uncles were big in my life. My Uncle Corey, Uncle Quint, you feel me? Like I looked up to y'all like so much, you know what I'm saying, growing up. Like I watched how they move, especially Bendez number one, you know what I'm saying? Like he always had the new J's, nigga was always fresh. Like him and Uncle Ben, them niggas always had like all the new shit. Like, so I always wanted to be like them. I'd take their shoes when I was little and shit like that. So, you know, I looked up to them boys on my mom's side. And then like on my dad's side, you feel me? Like I say my cousin Channing and Chad, you feel me? Like, I always looked up to them. I like to hang with them a whole lot growing up. So that's kind of where I got a lot of my influence from, my uncles and my cousin.
So that kind of, you answered the question about the difference between your mom and dad's side. So
what you mean?
How the difference between your mom and dad's side, if you wanted to go into that further.
Oh, well, I guess I kind of already spoke on my dad's side a little bit. You know, like I said, they come from the funeral business and stuff like that. They're more like, I ain't gonna say church goers and shit like that, but my uncle on my dad's side was a pastor, you feel me? And my dad, I didn't grow up with him as a pastor. He just became a pastor recently in the past like 7 to 10 years or something like that. I don't know when it was, but on my mom's side, it was a lot different, you know? And I enjoyed, and I say this respectfully, I enjoyed hanging out on both sides of the family, but my mom's side was different. My mom's side is like more from the streets, you know what I'm saying? More, they come from the hood, you feel me? My mom from the projects. People probably don't even know that unless you know my mom. Mm-hmm. But my mom from the projects, you know what I'm saying? Butler, Georgia. And my mom's side, it was like, you know, they was more accepting of everything. Like, you know, I learned a lot from them, like when it comes to the streets and how to operate, you feel me? Like, just different things like that. My grandma Boosie, she was like real cool. My auntie Butterball, super duper cool. Like, you know, it's a lot of shit that just You know, I remember just going to the apartment over my cousin's house, Butterball over Tamara house, and just always hanging out over there and shit like that. Or being on Cat Ridge at my grandma's house with Tamara, Dana. We'll go walking a lot, you know, shit like that, walking through the hood. You know, and this was at an early age. We were doing this shit like 7, 8 years old, shit. You know, riding four-wheelers and shit. Like, you know, this shit was, you know, we had a lot of fun, you know, on my mom's side. So I really enjoyed growing up with my mom's side of the family. Like, we had a lot of fun. We did a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? I probably got into a lot of things I probably shouldn't have got into at an early age, you know, to keep it real on that side of the family. But, you know, it was fun. I learned a lot from them, you know. So big shouts out to both sides of the family. I love all y'all, you know, but that's just kind of the difference, you know what I'm saying? And not to say that my dad's side wasn't accepting, it just, they weren't from the streets. You know, they were more, like I said, educators and churchgoers and funeral business. You know, like my mom's side, project babies, you know, apartment babies, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? My grandma, she still stay in the hood in Butler on Cat Ridge, you know, in the double wide trailer in the country. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it is what it is, and it's a lot of love on both sides. You feel me? A lot of love on both sides. And, you know, I love both sides to death. You feel me? So that's kind of where I get my upbringing from.
So you told us a little bit about how you were like a child, but when you turn 18, meaning some of us know, some of us may not know, you found out about your biological father. So what was that like? How did that shape the rest of your early adulthood into where you are now?
So like, well, first and foremost, like, you know, my daddy who I spoke on, that's my daddy who raised me. It's gonna always be my daddy. His name Clarence Hicks. That's where I get my last name from, Hicks.
Right.
And say that first and foremost. And everything I say right now is out of respect. But like, I never forget, I was 18, you know, growing up, thinking my dad, you know, Clarence was my dad. And he is my dad, that who raised me, that who taught me how to be a man. You know what I'm saying? I love him and respect him to the day I always will, no matter what. Nobody could take that away. You feel me? But like, a lot of shit went on, you know, between him and my mom. You know, I seen a lot of shit growing up. They really, you know, they ain't really get along and shit like that. So, but anyway, when I turned 18, you know, my mom kind of sat me on the front porch and called me outside real quick. And, you know, that when she just kind of sat me down and told me, you know, she was like, you know, your real dad is, you know, Larry. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, at first I thought she was bullshit. I ain't say what the fuck, but I'm thinking this shit in my head. I'm like, what the fuck going on? Then I realized she was for real because she started crying. So it was like when she started crying, it was like my whole world stopped. Like I remember like yesterday, the trees was in the yard. Like I said, I'm from the country, so we grew up a lot of trees and shit everywhere, nothing but trees. But like, it was like I could see the whole world spin. It was like out of my body. I couldn't believe she was telling me this. So when she told me, I was like, you know, shit, why you ain't been told me?
Right.
You know, she was just like, she don't know, like, I guess cause like the arguing and the fighting amongst her and my daddy, you know what I'm saying? It just could have got real dangerous. And it did kind of get dangerous in situations. But it would probably, she felt like it was best that I didn't know until at that point. And at that point, they was already finna get ready to get the divorce anyway, you feel me? And yeah, when she told me, I was like, well, I want to meet him immediately. Then I asked her first, I said, well, shit, so I got other brothers and sisters? Cause growing up, CJ and Caitlin, all I knew. Right. And that's my brother and sister to this day. Nothing don't change that, you know what I'm saying? I don't do that half brother shit, none of that shit. You feel me? You my brother, you my sister, you my sister. So like, you know, I automatically wanted to know, like, shit, I got other brothers and sisters? And she was like, yeah. Then she started telling me shit about, yeah, they used to come to your game because I played football. I played all sports, actually baseball and shit like that, but they would come to my football games. Some of them, she would say, you know, like in Roberta, we would play Crawford County and shit like that. And I was like, hold on. So now this shit adding up because I remember that one time a girl had walked up to me after the Crawford County game. She asked me, "You got a sister named Zan?" I had told my mama that, but at the time I didn't know about this. So I was like, my mom, she didn't say nothing, but when she told me that, I was like, damn, now it's all adding up. So I'm like, you know, and at first, I don't want to say I was mad at him, because I'm real understanding. I'm a real understanding guy.
Right.
You feel me? So I could have been mad, you feel me? I could have been like, oh, fuck y'all, man. Y'all lied to me. The whole family, y'all niggas knew this shit. Y'all didn't tell me shit, man. Y'all goddamn holding this shit behind my back. I could have been like that, but it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? I took the understanding route naturally. You feel me? And I just wanted to meet my brothers and sisters and my biological, which his name is Larry Corbin. And shit, I call him Larry. You know, I don't call him Dad because shit, it is what it is. And I say this with respect. I love you too, Larry, but I say respect. He didn't raise me. You feel me? My daddy raised me. Clarence raised me. They're gonna always be my daddy. But at the same time, knowing the situation, like, that don't mean Larry didn't love me. It just was a difficult situation. Like, he kind of had to put that boundary, you know what I'm saying? He could have looked at it like for my protection, or, you know what I'm saying? But I think I might have asked him, like, shit, why he ain't never come around? I don't know if I ever asked him that or not, but, you know, I automatically wanted to meet him, so my mom set up the meeting. The first person I met was Zan, my sister Zan. I think we met at Books A Million. It was in Macon, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Man, that shit, it felt good, you know, to see my sis. I was like, damn, shit, we look alike. Then, I knew about my older sister Isha, my older brother Maurice, so on Larry's side, I'm the youngest. But growing up with my daddy, like I said, my daddy who raised me, Clarence, so I always refer to him as my daddy. So growing up, on my daddy's side, I was the oldest, and that's all I knew. That's how I knew how to operate as the oldest, the protector. You feel me? But on Larry's side, I'm the youngest. You know what I'm saying? So it was a little different, me and older siblings, but it was cool at the same time. You know, it was like instant connection when I met him. When I met Larry, I was like, damn, nigga, we look alike. I ain't say damn nigga to him, but I'm thinking this shit. I'm like, damn, shit, we fucking look alike. Like, god damn. So I wanted to meet the rest of the family. Then I was like, cause see, on my mom's side of the family is big. I got a lot of cousins,
right,
all over the world. A lot of cousins, a lot of aunties and uncles. You know what I'm saying? My grandma Boosie, she got 5 kids. You know what I'm saying? And all of them got kids. Shit, and you know what I mean? Like, I thought that was big. You know, growing up, like, and it is big. But when I met Larry's side, I was like, god damn, this motherfucking side big as shit. It's like, this nigga Larry, I think he got, I might be wrong, but I think he got like 5 brothers, 5 sisters. It was like 10 of them or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So many aunts and uncles, and damn near almost, if I'm not mistaken, almost all of them got kids. Ooh. Almost. And it's a lot of aunts and uncles, a lot of cousins. So, you know, I remember I went to the first gathering, you feel me, in Roberta. You know what I'm saying? We had a blast, you know, meeting everybody. It was like we knew each other forever. You know what I'm saying? They was all welcome and nothing but love. So, you know, much respect, salute to you, Larry, to the whole side. You know, like I said, Dad, I love you too. You know what I'm saying? I know it's shit. It was some smoke, you know, between the two sides, but it is what it is. You know, I ain't like that. You feel me? On me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna move how I move. You feel me? And you gotta respect that. You know what I mean? I love who love me. You know what I mean? That's what I know how to do.
And you definitely have a big family on all 3 sides. But I always say the more the merrier. But that brings me to my next question. How does having that family support impact your grind?
What you mean, like family support, when it comes to what?
When it just comes to your music, your everyday life, just because I know you, and many of us know you as a hustler. Like, you hustle, you grind every day, you work 7 days a week, all day, every day. So keeping that in mind and doing your music, how does having that family support help you to get through all that?
Well, honestly, I'm just to keep it real with you, shit, really, I don't even know if they know I do music, to be honest, because
Right.
shit, you know, I ain't never told Larry, my dad didn't know I do music because my dad, he the first one to ever teach me music, you know what I'm saying, Clarence. My dad, when I was young, he got the studio, I was like in 6th grade. And so my dad always knew I did music. He taught me how to use the beat machine. I taught myself a little bit how to play the keys a little bit naturally. My dad taught me how to operate Pro Tools, taught me how to do vocal editing, and he just put it in my hands. And I kind of took it serious a little bit as a kid, but I was doing so many different things. I was into sports more, so I kind of was more focused on sports, but I stayed doing the music too. So shouts out to my daddy, because without you, Dad, you know, I wouldn't even be doing music right now. So I appreciate you for that. And that was, like I said, early on at 12, 13, 14, where I was introduced to music by my dad. My dad always loved music. He been a music head. I got a cousin, Donald Nevins. He's in the famous band called Brick. I don't know y'all familiar with that, but do your research on that. Donald Nevins, grew up around him, you know, and my dad doing music. And my dad also produced early on Keandra Richardson. You know, y'all can Google her from Warner Robins, Georgia. He worked with, I think, her great aunt or something like that. And he was co-workers with her, and he used to bring her to the house and stuff like that. And they'll do music. We was good friends and stuff like that in middle school. And but she's famous now. She's been on a lot of different shows. She sung for Oprah, a lot of different things now. So I learned the music game starting out from my dad. You feel me? But into where I'm at now as an adult, I guess it's because I didn't really take it serious then and continue it. I guess now as an adult, they ain't really supporting me as an adult. You feel me? Like I said, I don't even know if if they know I still do music. My support as an adult come from, like I said, you as my wife, and that's really it outside of my cousin Sean. You know what I'm saying? So I just appreciate y'all too, for real.
So you told us a little bit about who Kobe Hicks is. Now we're going to switch it up. We're going to flip it. We want to know more about you as an artist, Hicks. So for people who are just discovering you, who are you as an artist?
Who am I as an artist? What you mean, just like?
The artist, Hicks.
I'm me, you know what I'm saying? As same as I am as a person, I'm me. I don't really believe in putting on the fake shit, putting on the front for nobody. I'm the same guy as I am as a person, as I am as an artist, you know what I'm saying? Now, as an artist, I may get come out a little more gritty, you know, but that's already in me, you know, as a person, you know, so it's the same, honestly. And if you really know me, then you know that about me. You know, I try to put a little humor in the music, you know, because if you know me, you know, I can be a little goofy if you really know me, if I trust you, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So
when it comes to your music, if you could describe it in 3 words, what 3 words you would describe your sound?
My music, number one, authentic, gritty, like I said, and it's fun. And 3 words, I would probably add motivating at 4, but yeah.
I'll let you get the 4th one in there. So the mixtape is titled Who Is Hicks? What's the meaning behind that mixtape title?
Who is Hicks? It is what it says. It's Who Is Hicks. You're gonna get, in the mixtape, you're gonna get who I am, you know. You're gonna hear, like I said, you're gonna hear the grit, you're gonna hear the humor in there. And number one, first and foremost, you're gonna hear that authenticity in the music. Right. So throughout the whole mixtape, so that's what you're gonna get with it.
So of course I've heard the mixtape and I listen to it on a weekly basis, over and over. And I do have my favorite songs, but which song do you think the people will connect with most on that mixtape?
It just depends on your mood and who you are, cause I got different vibes on there. You feel me? Like, you know, depends on how you feeling that day. Like me personally, one of my favorites, just generally speaking, is I say How Many Times and G Shit. You know, but it just depends on how you feeling that day. How Many Times is more like talking about betrayal and being let down by people, you know, being lied to, you know what I'm saying, different things like that. So
I agree about it's depending how you feel.
yeah.
You got a little something for everybody on that mixtape.
Yeah.
And so how important it is staying true to your music?
Very important, you know, being true to your music, being true to yourself. So that's number one.
Now, personally, when I listen to your music and me knowing who you are, you know, I hear pain, I hear hurt or let down in the music. Could you kind of explain where does that come from or who let you down where it just hit you so deep for you to express it in your music?
Well, it ain't like no one person that just let me down the most.
Right.
It's just a accumulation of experiences throughout life. I say being people who I thought were my friends, finding out they talking about me behind my back. They ain't really having my back, you know what I'm saying? Like, they say, like, if you want to be friends with somebody who gonna defend you when you're not around, you know what I mean? So just finding out different things like that, being let down. And then how I grew up too, you know, like we mentioned earlier, I guess that alluded to this question. Me finding out about Larry at 18, you know, it is what it is. I kind of was lied to. Ain't no kind of, I was lied to, but whether it was for a good reason or not, it is what it is. It adds to those feelings, you know what I'm saying? But that's not the sole reason. Like I said, it's been different. Like I said, it's been different people I thought were friends and they backstabbed me, lied to me. You know what I'm saying? People I had to cut off, you know what I'm saying, that I no longer fuck with, you feel me? So, you know, and then people just not supporting you how you support them or being there for you how you'll be there for them. You know, and that one thing I had to learn, like, and my little sister Caitlin, she be saying that to me, like, everybody ain't gonna be like you, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's heart is not as pure as yours, you know, and I have to keep that in mind, you know, so I don't feel as let down, you feel me? So.
Right. So what's your inspiration for your sound?
Inspiration for my sound? I love trap shit. I love the trap music. So you gonna hear a lot of that sound in there. Like I grew up on Gucci, Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my mom's side from the hood. You feel me? So
Right.
I mainly was around them, honestly. And I loved Gucci growing up. Gucci was my number one artist, Gucci Mane. That's all I knew was Gucci. Tip. So a lot of my sound come from that. Lil Wayne, you know, I'm a true Georgia boy, a true Southern boy. You know what I'm saying? So I liked a lot of that, you know, so you'll hear that type of trap sound in my music. Now, I ain't talking all that drug, talking all that, because I didn't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I keep it real and authentic where who I am. You know, I was around certain things, but, you know, we'll leave that at that.
So what are you most thankful for?
Man, cause I'm thankful for a lot. That's why that's a tough question. Most thankful for? Ooh, I guess. See, that's a hard question. What I'm most thankful for? 'Cause I'm thankful for a lot. I'm
Right.
thankful for, you know, life that, you know, the upbringing my mom and dad gave me. You know, I'm thankful for that. Thankful for everything that I've been through because it has taught me and brought me to be the man that I am today. Thankful for you as my wife and my support system. You know, I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for all the niggas who backstabbed me because that showed me the truth. You know, I'm thankful for all the lying ass motherfuckers, excuse my language out there. You know,
Keep it real.
but you know, I'm thankful for my family for sure. My grandma Boosie, she showed me a lot of love all throughout my whole life. You know, and that love is instilled in me. You know, my granddaddy Hicks, I'm thankful for him. He's no longer here with us. You know, my grandma Evelyn, but like I said, my grandma Boosie, man, I'm definitely thankful for her. I'm sure she knows it, but I gotta say it. You know, I never forget. Like it's the little things with her. Like she ain't have much, and she ain't got much now, but it's like she never forget a birthday. She never forget to show you that she care about you. She gonna always call you. She probably ain't gonna talk long now. Grandma ain't gonna talk to them but like 10 seconds. How you doing? Okay, baby, I'll talk to you later real quick, just like that. But she gonna always call you, check on you. And growing up, like, she bought my first CD player. I'll never forget, I was 7 years old. And man, I used to always love going to the basketball game with my grandma Boosie. Like, I went to games with my other grandma and granddaddy too, but Grandma Boosie, man, I just love the love and appreciation that she showed me as her first grandson, her oldest grandson. And like every Christmas, she always get a pack of white tees, you know what I'm saying? Like, pack of them hanging white tees, Grandma. You already know, like, I love getting them t-shirts every Christmas. So, you know, I'm thankful for that love that she instilled in me, and thankful for, you know, just my mom and everything she taught me, you know, and things like that. So
shout out to Grandma Boosie.
Yeah,
definitely. So when we're listening to your music, what message do you ultimately want people to receive when we're listening to it?
Just to, like, know that, hey, never quit. You know, it's never too late. Don't never give up on your dreams. You ain't never too old. You know, even if you thought at one point you couldn't do something or you felt like you was giving up, just keep pushing, you know.
Right.
And no matter what trials and tribulations come your way, because no matter where you come from, if you're rich, poor, in between, you know what I'm saying, they come to everybody. You just got to keep pushing.
You mentioned at the beginning of this interview, you know, and I mentioned you work, you photographer, DJ, videographer, graphic artist, but how do you balance family and work life and still find the time to create music?
Shit, you just can't make no excuses. You just got to do it, you know what I'm saying? That one thing my mom taught me, like, life gonna keep going, and she told me that before she left, you know, before she left this earth, June 4th, 2024. We was sitting in Caitlin's old house, and, you know, I was asking her, like, shit, you know, what I'm gonna tell, you know, Karis, and, you know, we were talking about her leaving and stuff, and she was like, Kobe, you know, life gonna go on.
All right.
You can't sit around. And so that's, damn, I forgot what you asked me.
Balancing.
My bad.
Balancing.
What you asked me?
How do you balance family and work life and to still find that time to do music?
Yeah, just keep pushing. That's the main thing. You got to make it happen. So it's hard to balance it all, I ain't gonna lie, but you have to make the time. You gotta make the time. I gotta make the time to be a father, you know, to my daughter.
Most importantly.
I gotta make the time to be a husband. I gotta make the time to work, to make money, because shit, keeping it real, the music shit ain't really paying like that right now. But it is one day. And, you know, even if it don't matter. I'm gonna still be straight regardless. You know, you know, I get mine, believe that regardless. So, but I got to create the time. It's no excuses. I can't make no excuses. No matter what happens, I got to create time. You know, it's no such thing as, especially as you get older, like, it's no such thing as having time or finding time, like, because you're going to always have something going on.
Right.
And life is going to continue to happen. People are going to continue to die. People are going to continue to be born. You know what I'm saying? Obligations are going to continue to come up. The car gonna get fucked up, you know, this gonna happen, that gonna happen. So you can't allow no excuses. You just have to know your goals, and they gotta be written, and you just have to make that time for what is important to you. And if it's important to you, you will create that time for it.
And I must say, and I do commend you, you definitely balance it all. I just look at you and I'm in awe sometimes, because you do balance family, work, and the music, and I see this every day. So I definitely commend you on that.
Thank you.
So, what's next with your music?
What's next?
What's next? What you got coming?
Music videos are next. I know people probably like, damn, he just dropping songs. Shit, I want to see some visuals.
Gotta stay busy.
I got a couple of reels out there, but I definitely got the videos coming up soon. Like I said, I do everything on my own. People probably don't know that. I don't have a team. I don't have no financial backing behind me. Like, this is all just me, you, and Sean. Honestly, that's it. It's a trio. Really, me and Sean, for real. You the support, you know, and me and Sean, this shit like Kobe and Shaq, you know, and so it's a little difficult doing it all on our own. Like, doing the engineering, I write everything. I even help Sean a little bit with engineering. You know, then being a father, you know, that takes up majority of the time, and then, you know, different things of that nature, and just in life in general. So music videos are coming, but you know, it's tough because I'm shooting my own music videos. You know, I'm editing my own music videos. So that's what's coming up next, alongside of the rollout of new music, which we got, me and Sean, we got 60 songs done, like over 60, matter of fact. We got over 60 songs done already. You know, the mixtape, y'all gonna get like 12 on the mixtape, you know what I'm saying? But we got over 60, so we got just the rollout throughout the rest of this year going into 2027. That's what you guys can expect next.
So I'm gonna ask you this. So, you know, you say your music is gritty, you know, authentic, but is there another side of music that you make? Yeah,
you know, definitely, you know, I got the side for the ladies, you know, for the guys who got a lady, or even if you ain't got a lady, if you're looking for one, you know. And that just come from, you know, the different women in my life, meaning like my mother, you know, the love that she's instilled in my grandma, you know, you, just, so I make that, got some little bit softer music for the ladies, you know, coming out soon. So you guys can be on the lookout for that as well.
Yes, ladies, he does. Sounds great too. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna hit you with one last question. So, you know, we see a bunch of AI stuff going around, AI videos, AI music, AI artists. What is your opinion, or how do you feel about AI in regards to music and in general?
AI and music, in general, I think AI is cool in general. I think it's game changing. It's gonna be an advancement to a lot of different things when it comes to business, especially blue collar. Now, in music, I don't like it, honestly, in music, because I'm gonna say that I understand it. Cause I got a partner I grew up with, he do the AI music, so I understand it and I respect it. But at the same time, I can't do it because I feel like it's not real. You feel me? I feel like it's fake. You feel me? And that's no diss to nobody at all. Like I said, I understand, I respect it. You know, I ain't dissing nobody. But I just can't do it. 'Cause when it comes to the music, I don't think it's real. Like, I feel like you should not only write your own stuff, but you should recite your own stuff too. You should rap your own stuff. Or if you sing, you should sing your own stuff. You know what I mean? That's what true artistry is about. You know, what are you doing? You know, so that's my take on the AI.
So, January 30th, Who Is Hicks is dropping. Kobe, thank you so much for taking out the time for this interview. Also known as Hicks.
Motherfucking goat, you feel me? For real. Sean, turn me the fuck up.
Yeah.
Nigga wanna see you dying bad, wait for you to fall. You on the sideline, I'm in the